Now.
Coming up, we saw some fresh snow yesterday, and it looks like there is already a chance for plenty more on the way tomorrow. Your forecast is coming up.
And the snow is also creating a dangerous situation on the roads. Troopers say they have responded to dozens of wrecks in the past day. We'll have the latest on the conditions.
We've lost 2 games this year, but we haven't lost a party.
Well, that's right. Washington State University fans are getting hyped up ahead of the Alamo Bowl. Kickoff is just 1 day away. We will take you to the action in San Antonio. Well, thanks so much for being with us here on KREM 2 News at noon. I'm Jen York. Laura Papetti is off today. Well, this is the most snowfall that we have seen just this season from a single storm. Evan Arani is tracking that in the Weather Center. And Evan, more snow is on the way.
Looks like it. We're not getting too much of a break. We do have a break today and into most of tomorrow where we're going to have cloudy skies, if not partly cloudy skies. But take a look outside toward downtown right now. What a winter wonderland we've got out there. From 2.8 inches of fresh snow yesterday evening. That, as Jen mentioned, was the heaviest single snowfall in a day that we've seen so far this season. We have had a very mild winter thus far, bringing only an inch or 2 inches at a time. That 2.8 inches from last night. This is what it leaves us looking like. Take a look at your current temperatures. We are below freezing in plenty of areas. That causes some difficulty on the roads to start off the morning as that compact snow is not melting much. Satellite radar indicates, though, that there is no snow activity right now. We're seeing a couple stray isolated showers pass through, but aside from that, cloud cover is the theme for the day. 12-hour forecast shows that the sun should come out for a minute or two in the afternoon and evening hours. 32 degrees will be the afternoon high, which means, again, not too much melting. And with that break comes another round of snow after. Friday night into Saturday morning, we're expecting a very similar day to what we saw yesterday, another 1 to 3 inches possible, and with it, some accompanying wind. So we'll be talking about just how much to expect, and on the trailing end, it looks like we might see some rain. So we'll be talking about where to expect more rain and where we're going to be seeing snow. That's next, Jen.
All right, Evan, thank you so much. Well, snow has covered many of our area roads and freeways. We do want to take a live look at the roads here at the noon hour. It looks like things are just pretty wet outside. DOT crews say you may want to watch out for slush in places, but it doesn't look like roads are too packed right now. AAA says a record amount of people are traveling for the holidays, and experts predict the increase in traffic and in air travel will continue through January 1st. Now, Washington State Patrol Trooper Jeff Seveny tweeted crews have responded to 40 wrecks in our area since noon yesterday. Troopers are urging drivers to slow down, plan for extra time, and keep distance between cars. Well, the countdown is on. The Alamo Bowl is tomorrow. Washington State University is taking on Iowa State in San Antonio, and we have a team down in Texas covering the game. Our sports director, Brenna Green, and our former KREM 2 sports anchor, Evan Klosky. He now works for our sister station in San Antonio. Well, head coach Mike Leach is a big history buff, and Evan caught up with him on a tour of the Alamo.
I've read and studied some on the Alamo, and it's always been an omission. I've gone past the Alamo, thought constantly about, well, I'm going to go to the Alamo. Well, then run out of time next time, then next time. Well, I have to make sure I go this time.
That was roughly 3 weeks ago at the coach's press conference, where the former Texas Tech head coach Mike Leach said he would make it his mission this time around to finally take a tour at the Alamo, and the history buff did not disappoint. Leach bounced around the historic landmark in downtown San Antonio, checking out all the artifacts as if he were a regular old tourist in town, which I guess he is, so that's okay. The building, which became famous during the early 1800s, will forever be the top attraction in these parts, and Leach, of course, had some thoughts after the experience.
The Alamo was outstanding, very impressive, and also impressive to hear about the potential renovations they might do, because the magnitude and how big that space was, and to fortify it with 189 people would have been very difficult, because you consider in order to have the whole perimeter, I don't know how far apart people would be, but you might have one guy every 20 yards. But no, it was extremely impressive.
So Mike Leach making time for historical excursions during his trip here at the Alamo Bowl, which is totally fine. He will tell you that when it comes to football time and practice, him and his team are laser focused. Leach is trying to improve his bowl game record with the Cougs, as it is currently sitting at 1-3. Remembering the Alamo with Mike Leach, Evan Klosky, KREM 2 Sports.
Well, quarterback Gardner Minshew's signature stash has been front and center this season, and he says no amount of money will get him to shave.
I don't know if it's even in dollars right now. You know, maybe I'd trade it for like 3 wishes from a genie. Or, you know, maybe, I don't know, executive power of the United States of America. Something like that, but to put a dollar figure on it is just absurd. So, good question.
Well, we also had to bring back this picture. If you can't recognize him through that bushy mustache, that's Evan Klosky. When we heard that, or he heard rather, the Cougs were heading down to San Antonio, he had to join in on the Minshew mustache craze. He is even wearing the Minshew for Heisman t-shirt, though he said that mustache had to go. It wasn't his thing. All right, coming up on 12:06 now, well, crews are putting the finishing touches on the Times Square Ball for New Year's Eve, and this year we can be part of that celebration in New York without ever leaving the Inland Northwest. We'll tell you how.